Obviously, one thing that MainStage does extremely well is setting up multiple instruments to play at the same time. If, of course, you want to play one instrument at a time, well, Logic will let you do that. MainStage, however, lets you layer instruments really carefully and cleverly so that you can play a range of instruments at the same time, and that's what we're going to look at in this video. Each instrument within MainStage is contained within a channel strip. You can see those over on the right hand side, and if I click on one I can choose the instrument that I want to have play. So here we've got the EVP88 and I'm going to choose this metal piano sound. Now, of course, as we know by now, in order to hear it I need to set up a keyboard. So into the layout page I can drag in my keyboard, and that's now going to provide note input for me. Back into the edit page and I can try it. Sure enough, that's making some sound for me. Now what I want to do is to layer this piano with another sound. So what I'm going to do is to come up into the top right hand corner into this channel strip section and click the plus button, and this allows me to add a new channel strip. So when I click on that button I can choose whether I want an audio track or a software instrument, and when I choose software instrument I get another channel strip, and of course you can see there's a blue box around this. So again, that allows me to select a sound for it. So I'm going to layer my piano with some strings. Let's have a listen to that. And you can clearly see the two layers, the piano in yellow and the strings in green. I can rebalance them here as well, so down in the bottom right hand corner I can set a better balance between these instruments. Now over in the left hand side I've got here the channel strip inspector, and this lets me set up anything I like relating to that channel strip. And one crucial thing is the actual key range for an instrument, which I can either learn over MIDI by clicking the learn buttons and pressing the relevant buttons, or by typing in a key range. So in this case I'm limiting my strings so that the lowest note is C3. If I want to mirror that in my piano part, I can do the same thing. So again, I'm just going to type in C3 in this box, and you can see straight away in the main graphic that these two sounds now don't stretch all the way down to the bottom of the keyboard. What I'm now going to do is to set up a third channel strip, because I want to have a bass instrument play at the bottom of my keyboard. So once again I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to go and grab a bass sound from the list of options here, and here's a smooth fretless. And once I've loaded that, again I'm going to come over to the left hand side and limit the key range. I don't want it to play out the entire keyboard range as it currently is, but instead I'm going to limit the high key to B2. So what that basically means is it's going to slot in nicely there, and you can see that the sort of layer drops down to the bottom to show that it's sort of compatible with these other instruments. So you can hear those split points really obviously, and in fact if anything they're slightly too obvious. You can hear that the sort of split point is unflinching in terms of where it comes. Now MainStage allows you to sort of compensate for this by setting up what's called a floating point split, and what this does is to build in a kind of floating approach to where the split point comes. So I'm going to build in 3 extra semitones into the piano and into the strings, and what this means is that if I approach the split point from above, the piano and strings will automatically drop the split point down up to 3 semitones. So MainStage is going to analyse what I play, and if it deems it necessary, extend the range of each instrument for me. You can see this in performance mode. So there you can see MainStage making the adjustment. As I play notes above the split point, the range for those top 2 instruments changes, and it rectifies when I play notes at the bottom. And there you can see it happening with chords. So this is particularly great for keyboard players because it means that you can set up floating split points, which means you don't really need to remember where your split point is. It means you can try out chords and different inversions of chords and not have to worry that suddenly a note is going to sound for the wrong instrument.